Hello there. I think I'm probably talking to myself actually, but I thought I would do a live stream on Saturday night because I didn't make a video, and I was thinking what I want to talk about in the video is probably relevant to what's actually happening right now. So it kind of made more sense to just do it live, really. I'm just going to move my logo around a little bit. Let me just move that, say, there. That's probably a better way to do it, isn't it? And I might just move that banner off as well. Okay. And I might just move that QR code. The QR code is the QR code for Quadzilla, if you want to take advantage of the Black Friday offer. So I think I can probably just hide that for the moment. I was just thinking, if I'm just talking about various things, I don't want to be obscuring the screen. Let me just check the audio. I was just thinking, if I'm just talking about... Right, that's fine. That's great. Okay, so right, so I'm guessing I'm probably talking to people in the future who are watching this back at the moment. But that's because I didn't give any advance warning about the live stream, so that's all right. So looking at Bitcoin or USD on the monthly time frame. Yeah. You see what I'm looking at here is these points where the price had turned around in the past, so that would have been, say, like this candle here, where it came down and went back up. That was back in January. This one here, where it went from that purple candle in March to the start of this one in April. Okay. Now April did have quite a big dump, actually, around about the 7th, which is why that's got that big wick there. So I suppose in a way I probably should put a level down there as well, shouldn't I? Let's just do that. That's quite low, 74.4. Okay. And then, yeah, that'll do for the moment. So where we are now, if I just go to something like the 1 hour time frame. So I'm a bit snuffly, actually. Got a bit of a cold. I think I keep sneezing. So where we are now is like 84.6, and we did actually just sort of, come down and kind of respect that 82.5, which is the one that was back from whenever it was, sort of April. So what I'm just wondering, I'm wondering if this might be a little bounce. I don't think it's going to be a big bounce back to, the 100K level. I don't think it's going to be that, but it might be like a little bit of a bounce, actually. And to be honest, even a 10% bounce would be what, up to 98 or something like that. So yeah, got a long way to go, haven't we? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to just watch Maff's video from Friday, because I think that was quite good. I just want to remind myself of what was going on. If I've still got it here. Yeah, it's here. Okay. So this is the video that Maff did yesterday in the Discord. So let's just watch this again.
And we might hear a little bit of drilling noises in the background. We've got builders in again today. I think I'll just pay them to come in and distract me and disrupt recordings. But, hey, getting my money's worth there. So, yeah, this is Bitcoin on the weekly chart. So I just wanted to show you on this, and I'll I'll go into more detail on this in the live stream later. So we've got this level here. This is something that I have drawn in and shown on here before, but just to recap it a bit, so we've got this kind of reversal pivot points, 74.5-ish, and we have also got this level here, which is pretty much at the same point. So if I kind of angle that a bit, just put an array there, so you can kind of see that's going to be a little bit of a line in the sand, set around, not 74.5, more 74.1-ish. Similarly, if I now, well, not similarly, but also, so if I draw in a fib retracement level from maybe about here, more or less the bottom-ish of the move up to here, and this will be not even the top-ish, this will be the exact top, pretty much. And what's interesting here is that the 0.5, the halfway level of that entire price move, sits exactly on that line in the sand, hence the yellow line, I suppose. And also we see a few other things lining up here as well. I need to jiggle this a bit, just so you can kind of see what... Yeah, so this, similarly, the 0.618 covers pretty much exactly this retracement level here as well, which obviously the price has kind of plunged beneath. So that was 85.1 where that retracement level sits. It was it's one of these levels that we were looking at and thinking like, well, okay, one day the price will retrace to there. It's obviously happened a lot sooner than any of us really kind of thought. So it's headed on down through that. We could well see when the price comes up again, eventually, whether it's sooner or later. So we'll start to see the step 3 of that retracement level plot out here. There's still very much promise on that, so we could see boop, down and up, something like that, if it happens. If it doesn't, then we could see a further drop. If it really kind of drops through the 0.5, that line in the sand level, then we'll see it head down to this kind of area of liquidity here with this retracement level at 63.6. And the 0.382, that's the abysmal level, I think. Yeah, if we're heading down to there, then oh dear. But, could see it. There's a lot of just, if that is actual liquidity build-up there. There's a lot of this sort of thing, which I'll go into, as I say, in the live stream. But also, just very quickly, if I jump over to the hourly, just ouch. Yeah, okay. Number go down, I think, is kind of what we're probably looking at there. If there isn't going to be a bounce, as shown maybe on the daily... Yeah, I can't see why there would be a bounce between there and there. Apart from like little pullbacks, and then just further down. Could you see that happening, just dropping down to that 74-ish level before there's any sort of hope of any sort of recovery from that. So anyway, yeah, in the 1 hour, we're seeing a little bit of hopium, but it's interesting that Quadzilla is painting this green background here in the middle of all this, virtually just a price drop, really. I think it's because of that bit just there where the price wicked down and came back up. And we can see that in a bit more detail if we go into the 12-minute. So in fact here, yeah, the momentum oscillator curved around sufficiently so that it lit up a green background, and that was obviously the wick coming back up. And then a little bit of a bounce, but just nothing great, nothing particularly strong. And sure enough, this just curved round. And then we got the mid-range cross down here, just saying we're going lower, essentially. So that's about it, really. Just a quick update, and hopefully catch you later. Ciao.
Okay. So that was math from yesterday. Let's just remove that. So, there's some interesting kind of downwards targets there, for sure. Let me just get my
Update.
Let's get my screen back up again. Right. So this one here. Okay. I'm just looking at these comments because I think I have a viewer, and it is Benny Crypto 3428. Hello there. I'm not sure if I've seen you before, but hello and welcome. We normally do these live streams every weekday at like 12 UK time, 12 UTC if you like. So if you ever want to pop along, please do. If you subscribe to the channel, then you'll see the videos that I do every day. The point about this one is I was going to do a video, but it's about kind of live stuff that's happening now, so I might as well just do a live stream, even though I think it's just probably you and me at the moment. Anyway, so Benny says, might buy some ETH under 2,700. Gonna have to see what it looks like. Might even get 2620 again. Could be a double bottom. Okay, I'll have a look at the moment. Oh, Monkeyism's here as well. Hello, mate. How you doing? Okay. Anyway, I was just gonna actually let's have a quick look at ETH, being as you mentioned it. So let's look at, I think that's the Bybit chart. That'll do. Yeah. That's right. I'm going to put on our indicator. Oops. Which is called Quadzilla. Just so I can see what's going on. We'll start off at the daily. Oh, that's good. Right. Okay. So I don't know if Benny, if you're au fait with or familiar even with our indicator called Quadzilla. But what it does, it kind of it does quite a lot of things actually. But it originally started off as this momentum oscillator down here, which signifies the overbought and oversold kind of areas. So basically, within this momentum oscillator, you've got this like convergence band. And basically, when it goes like super skinny, when it all like bunches up at the extremes, that's when you start to see changes in directions. And it kind of helps you by drawing these green backgrounds like this or that one there. Okay, which gives you an idea that the price is probably going to change direction and go back up. As well, we have these like red backgrounds, which means the opposite. And there's a few other little things as well. For example, like these little green triangles, they're like called a trend shield, which basically means when you get in the red background, it means like, okay, it's probably going to come down, but hang on a minute, because it's not quite doing it yet. And you kind of wait till these stop, and then normally at that point you'll see the price drop down. So it's really cool like that. But as well as that, we have now introduced, it's been around for a few months now, we have introduced these retracement lines that are incredible actually. What tends to happen, there's a bit of magic goes on to do with these EMAs. You can see here there's a green 55 EMA, a yellow 21 EMA, there's a cyan 9 EMA, and I've also added an extra 5 EMA, which is like red. But the magic happens with these EMAs when you compare it with various signals down here, which then draw in these retracement lines. So, for example, these green ones here, these are bullish retracement lines. So, what tends to happen here is, the line starts drawing when you see that arrowhead there. Okay, so you have the step one, which is the price goes up. Okay. And then step 2 is where the price comes back down to the retracement line, which Ethereum is just about doing here on the daily time frame. And then it normally undershoots, if you like, and then goes back up. And when it goes back up, that's what we call the step 3. So that is the Quadzilla cycle complete. So that actually looks like it is coming down, trying to get to this line here. So that is, it's a little bit lower than what you were saying actually, something like 25.64. Excuse me, 25.64. So you might get that. I can't remember what you said now. Hang on, let me have a look. So you were saying 2700, yeah, 2620, yeah. I think it might go a little bit lower than that. So that might be worth looking out for. The thing is it going to do that right now? I don't know really. Probably not. I mean, sometimes it does things where like it comes like down pretty close and then sort of like goes back up and then it comes down, so that might be like a Monday morning kind of thing. Let's go back to Bitcoin for a moment. But yeah, certainly, anyway, Ethereum, getting Ethereum at like, 2000, I don't know, 2005, 6, 7, anything like that. It's got to be a bargain, doesn't it? Because I'm sure it will. It will be over $4,000 at some point, if not more. Let's just go back to Bitcoin. See, Bitcoin, we haven't. Oh, actually, I was going to say we haven't got that similar kind of daily retracement line, but we've actually got these ones here, haven't we? These are the ones that Maff was talking about, 57, 62, that kind of thing. So quite a long way down. I think I might go to the index chart actually, just because that's got more data. Okay. Now the thing here, right, is this is what I was going to make the video about, was down here, right? We get these green backgrounds. Now, a green background is different to that green bar there. That is what we call a mid-range crossover. So they aren't to do with the extremities; they're to do with the general trend. Okay. So these ones here, the green background, this is interesting because we've had like one on Tuesday, then we had one on Wednesday, and Thursday and Friday we didn't have one. If you actually look at what's going on, you can see that the convergence band here came down. Now the green background starts to appear when these, well, there's a formula, but it starts to appear when you've got these kind of like they're actually stochastic plots. They are, and when they start to turn upwards, you get this green background. Now basically that stopped appearing because they stopped turning upwards. Actually, they're staying below this 20% line, which means the asset is really incredibly oversold. So it should turn around soon. So what I did then was I started to look at like the 2-day time frame, and we do actually have a green background here on the 2-day time frame. Okay. Now these don't happen often, right? If we go back in time, try and find another green one. Right, it's here. That was September 2023. And that was when the price, right, so the price there was at like, just turn my magnet off. The price then was at like pretty much 25 grand. And it did go up rather spectacularly. Well, forever really. It went up like 100 grand, didn't it? Since that green one there. Okay. And there was one here. This was January 2023. That was when it was here at 16.8. This one here, June 2022, and that went up. It doesn't look like much, does it? But that went up from there. That went up 40%. And before that, this one here in 2019. See, these things don't happen that often. Now, this one here in 2019, you can see here that it didn't actually behave quite as well as the other ones. So I can see your question there, Cyprian. I'll get to that in a moment. So that one was here, and then it went up a little bit, like about 11%. Then it came down about 12% later on. Although to be fair, that was about 4 months later on, So I think this kind of green background here on the 2-day time frame is going to be quite interesting, because I know we should expect more downside, but I've just got a feeling that it's so oversold that I think there's got to be a bounce soon. There hasn't got to be, but I would like there to be one. So what I'm thinking now is, are we going to get a green background on the 3-day time frame with Quadzilla? It's possible, isn't it? Because look, to explain these, right? The way this convergence band works is the red edge there. That is the fastest moving stochastic. Okay. Then there's three others, and then which form this white line, which is an average of those three. Now they are weighted. If Maff the coder was here, he would tell us how they're weighted. I think it was weighted. I think by time. I think that's how it works. But if these are down here and they start sloping upwards, so basically, if we see that white average one, if we see that start to slope up, well, the red one is already, then we should see a green background here on the 3-day time frame. Okay, well, when was the last one of those? It was here. So that was November 2022. November 2022. Well, we actually had one before that, didn't we? We had one in September. So the one in September. So yet again, that doesn't look very big, but that was actually an 18% increase there. And then this one here, this one in November 2022, that's 3 years ago, isn't it? That one didn't do very much at first, but then obviously, that went all the way, well, essentially to the all-time high, wasn't it? Where's it gone? So I'm trying to lose the measuring thing. Oh, lost it. Oh, I could do it like that, couldn't I? So it was there, wasn't it? So about there to there, which is 662%. So you can see here, 3-day time frame. Literally, we've not had one of those for 3 years. So if we do have one soon, I think that's going to be quite a bullish sign for the price to go back up. That's what I think. That is quite contrary to what a lot of people think, actually. Anyway, let's have a look at the comments. Cyprian, good evening. Currently in a trade. I am actually in a Bitcoin long and a Solana long. I'm doing a thing where I'm just using very low leverage and doing little entries. Both positions are underwater at the moment, but it's only like a few %, so I'm not too worried. If it starts to go badly south, then I'll just cut them off, and then I'll look for a lower target. But I'm just feeling a bit of a bounce at the moment. I'm mainly because the way these stochastics are looking on Quadzilla. Pengu P, hello, can the e-gold go? Ooh, let's have a look, eh? I must admit, I have very little e-gold left now. I think oh, that's weird, isn't it? Look, we actually had one of these green backgrounds there on e-gold back in April. And it actually went up. Oh, hang on. What year was that? I don't know, April this year. Is that really this year? Oh, yeah. April 20. I didn't realise it went up that much, actually. So that was down at like $12 and it went up to 22. I suppose, yeah, that's 71%, isn't it? Yeah. I suppose it makes sense. So this happens quite often with eGold, doesn't it? Anyway, how low? What's that? Where'd that come from? Get rid of that. How low? I would say this retracement here is looking pretty good, and that goes back to these levels here. I don't see how it can go much lower, to be honest. I mean, I assume that was October the 10th. Oh yeah, because let's put it on the daily. Yeah, October the 10th. That was obviously a freak level, wasn't it? That was 3.76. Well, it went there once, so it could do it again. I think it's unlikely generally it would trade much lower than $5.96. My only thing about EGLD is how much will it go up, and I just have a feeling unless they do anything particularly spectacular, it could just meander around these levels for a long, long time, unless they actually come out with something that people are going to use. That's my problem with eGold. And, this chart is just terrible, isn't it? So, yeah. But I would say, that kind of $6 level, maybe. Something like that. Okay. Cyprian saying, everyone like the stream. That's a good idea. It's free. It takes 2 seconds. It's quicker than that, actually, and helps the YouTube algorithm. Oh, thank you for saying that, Cyprian. That's really cool. Is that actually your picture there? Didn't know what you looked like. Okay. Yeah, please do like the stream. That'd be great. So anyway, what we're doing at the moment is I was going to look at Bitcoin and show you what I'm looking at generally. So for now, this 2-day time frame, okay. So I'm really interested in this candle still being here after midnight tonight. So that's 3 hours from now. If that stays there, that means that these stochastics are starting to turn up. If it disappears, it means that they're not turning up anymore and they're going south. In that case, I will be looking for that 3-day background. But for now, I don't know. It is catching a falling knife, isn't it? But I really kind of even like the hourly time frame starting to look a bit better, isn't it? And then I've been looking at, I've been doing my usual thing, looking at the 1 minute time frame, seeing these EMAs just looking really, really bearish. Like if the yellow is below the green, that generally means you're in a downtrend. And I saw them cross a little while ago on the 12-minute. Though they are flipping backwards and forwards a little bit. So now I'm looking on like the 30-minute time frame. So what's happening here? It's not so good though, because what's happened here is, you see what Quadzilla does? It draws in this shading here, when the yellow and green EMAs are approaching each other in a way that means they might cross over. And that shading has stopped appearing there because they've gone more parallel, and it's looking like they won't cross over, which is a shame. And we've just started a new candle on a 30-minute time frame, and that's looking bad, isn't it? I suppose technically we've got a bearish engulfing candle there. I know it's only the 30-minute time frame, but that's not brilliant. So maybe that was it for that bounce. That's really annoying if that's the case. I just want to see a little bounce, partly so I can decide if I should get out of my trades or not. But I just had this idea of, like, you know, just having a fairly low leverage trade and then sort of just doing little buys on the dips and then hoping it bounces, you know. But the worry with that, of course, is that you end up with like too big a position size underwater, and, you know, if you don't start to see any signs of recovery, then, you know, that could get a bit scary. But yeah, I don't know really. Not sure it's the best idea. I would show you, but it's on the other computer, so I can't easily do that here. Anyway, so let's have a look. Oh, I see, that's you with a Chat GPT edit. Okay, cool. Excellent. Yeah, you look like a handsome fellow. That's great. Yeah, we've been talking about putting a camera on, actually. I think I don't really want to, because I don't know, because I, you know, I have to be more conscious of, like, not picking my nose and stuff like that, and I also wonder as well if it would sort of frighten off some, like, younger viewers when they see, like, I'm a bit older than maybe what they think I am. So that's, don't know, but I think it'd be quite good for that engagement generally. And I don't really know what's going on with the amount of viewers on this stream, because I know this time last year I was trying to get over 8,000 subscribers, and I think, as I remember, I just about did it just before Christmas, and I think I was quite happy about that, and it went up to about 8,100. But in the last month or so, I've been losing subscribers, and I don't know if that's because I've become a bit negative about EGLD, which I know a lot of my original subscribers came from the Multiverse X Elrond kind of thing. So I don't know really. Monkeyism, like me, SWC, a face for radio. Well, I don't think my face is that hideous, but it's just that, you know, I think everyone expects to see some sort of 20-something-year-old lad with a baseball cap, you know, which is not me, you know. Anyway, I am thinking about it. I'll tell you why, actually, is because there's another person I know. Is a Dutch guy, actually, who he wants me to do videos for a different channel. He's going to, like, he was going to pay me a wage for doing that, and I think it'd be quite a good experience, and also quite like the idea of a bit of regular money coming in, and also it would probably, like, push me into learning about things that I don't know about already. So that's quite, you know, it's kind of appealing. The money isn't amazing, but it's good enough, you know, and shouldn't really take too much of my time up. And I think, what I do with that, I can also use for this channel as well. Like the research, for example. So I think that's good. But, part of the thing he wanted was the camera on. And I was thinking, well, if I'm going to do that for his channel, I may as well do it for mine as well. So, and I know Maff sometimes has his camera on, so it kind of it kind of makes sense, really, wouldn't it? I suppose. I was going to try and, say like, let's get 10,000 subscribers before I turn the camera on, but I think it's going to be such an anticlimax that sort of no one will care, really, Anyway. So yeah, Seprin saying there are a lot of YouTube influencers you might have an advantage. Well, there is also, there is that kind of, being a bit older, having a bit of maturity and stuff. It doesn't mean I'm any more sensible. I suppose I'm in a way because I've got like, dependents and stuff. I've got kids, and I'm a single parent as well. So, I've got a fair, I can't have a total gambling attitude, sort of mentality. So it's probably different to, young lads in their 20s or whatever. So yeah, it might be right. I know, we'll see. I don't think it'll hurt anyway to put the camera on. I think that will probably, prove that I'm a real person, and I don't know, might help. All right. So I'm drinking. Well, it's not non-alcoholic beer, but it's low alcohol beer. It's quite fizzy though, so it's making me burp a little bit. Sorry about that. Didn't need to know that, did you? Pengu P, it's been a weird bull. It would be crazy if it ends like this. I know what you mean, actually. Like, it seems like, yeah, it's too much of an anticlimax for me. I know everything's now pointing to the fact that, okay, that was probably it. I actually think it's going to be more like it was in whenever it was. Let's just have a look. I was going to say it looks more like this here, but I think we've sort of had that already, haven't we? But you know what I mean? Like, I mean, if we were here, where's that bars pattern thing? I thought I had it in my favourites. There it is. No, let's do that again. Right, not very good at this tool. So let's say copy that bit. Right. So I know this doesn't really work, but where did that come from? That came from as it was coming down, right? So I don't know. Gee, that was higher, wasn't it? Oh, I don't know. But you know what I mean, though? Something, there you go, something like that, that makes sense, wouldn't it? I mean, I don't think these fractal things ever work out, but that could give feasibly, the 73s and stuff that we were talking about, and then go up to like 144 or something, I don't know. And then that would be it. That would be sort of April next year, and then we come down again. Maybe come down and complete these retracements here. Go all the way down to 26. I don't know. Oh, who knows? It's really hard to say, isn't it? But it's impossible to say, isn't it? So, anyway, so what was I looking at? 30-minute, wasn't it? Oh, I would just love them to just cross over and the price go up a bit. Not a lot, just a bit. It looks like it wants to, but let's go smaller. Right. So the 12-minute, you got this you got this bearish retracement here. Okay, but that does mean though that the price might sort of try and come up to here. Oops. Come up to there and then kind of come back down again. Or maybe it wouldn't do that. Maybe it would just do like a slight retracement, go back, then do something else. I don't know. I think what I might do is just split that, put that on the 1 minute. Yes. See, even little double bottoms like that. I know it's only the 1 minute, but gives you a little bit of hope, doesn't it? This on the 3 minute. Okay, well that should come down to there and bounce up there. Let's see if it does that. Right. Young YouTube influencer, I meant. Yeah. I mean, some of them are good. I mean, Crypto Rover seems like a nice fella. He's very consistent with doing his bullish videos every day. Although he has got a bit bearish recently, actually. So he's quite good at sort of knocking stuff out. I think that appeals to sort of guys in their 20s who kind of want to get started with a bit of trading, and they see him being like very, very successful at the age of like whatever he is, 22 or whatever. That's good. The market is exactly like the British weather. Shit. Well, it's shit, but like then when it is nice, it's lovely, and there's and it's good. The other thing about British weather is, what someone said to me is like, if you don't like the weather, just wait 10 minutes. So because you can have like 4 seasons in one day in the UK. It can literally be, like blustery winter winds, and then sort of like sunshine, and then rainbows and all, I don't know, everything all in one day. It's quite weird. And it's never extreme though. I mean, I lived in the French Alps for 20 years, and winters there were like beautiful, but like really, really harsh, with like, just having like weeks where it doesn't go above like -5. It's mad. Benjamin Cohen has a very interesting video about the end of this bull, and is entering to a bear market like 12 months, and then another bull. Oh, 6 or 12 months, and then another bull. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't kind of feel. I just don't feel it's going to stick to them 4-year cycles so much anymore at all, really. Like 2019. Yeah. You don't get many subs because the social risk metric is very low. Retail's not coming to crypto as much as 2021. Okay. Yeah, you're probably right, really. So, how do we get around that then? Can't really, can you? I suppose, unless you had some sort of different angle on the whole thing. I mean, I generally think that young people should know about crypto and know how to kind of, buy some, how to keep it safe, that sort of thing. So I think maybe what I might do is do some kind of like, crypto for beginners kind of videos. And I'm actually wondering if it's almost worth doing another channel, or maybe not a channel, but like certainly having like a playlist, or I could even like do some videos and then put them on embed them on savewithcrypto.org. Actually have some sort of like beginner pages over there that people could like refer to. That might be quite a good way to do it. Because the question I get asked by people who don't know about crypto, and they realize that's kind of what I do. I mean that they really are like don't know a thing. I mean, the other day, this girl I know says, she said, "Crypto, is that like Bitcoin?" I said, "Yeah, Bitcoin is a crypto." And then she said, "Oh, Bitcoin, is that to do with Elon Musk?" And it's kind of like, no, but so people like know very, very little, and so those people, I can't really say to them, go and watch my channel, because they won't know what I'm talking about half the time. But if I actually had some like pages on savewithcrypto.org, I could say go to savewithcrypto.org/beginners, whatever, and there were some videos there about how to do really basic things, then that might be good. And then I could do, I don't know, I think that that kind of way of like just getting to beginners as well as more experienced people, that might be the way to go. That might be good for getting the subs. And then obviously what we want to do as well is try and sell some licenses for Quadzilla. In fact, sorry about this, but I'm actually going to just run the Black Friday offer just while I go to the toilet, actually. So sorry if you've seen it already, but this is about the Black Friday offer. Okay. The Quadzilla Black Friday sale is now live, and it's live until the end of November. This gives you a massive 40% discount on the annual fee. This means if you're paying in dollars, you're getting it for $49 a month. If you're paying in euros, it's €42 a month. And if you're paying in pounds, it's just £36 a month. This gives you full access to this amazing indicator and also full access to our Discord community. And this is where you can get trading ideas, discuss your trading ideas, ask questions. And remember, the only stupid question is the one you don't ask. We have this winning trade section here, which has some phenomenal wins like 73%, 24%, 114%, 47%, 20%. They keep going on. Some of the wins here are absolutely phenomenal. People are making lots of money in our Discord community. So if you want to become a profitable trader and you want to make your next trade profitable, head over to savewithcrypto.org/QZ. We'll see you over there. Okay. All right. Well, that's that. Oh, my thingy's gone funny again. There you go. Right. Yeah. So maybe we'll have to have a little think about how to get more subscribers. I mean, I know the whole thing really, and the way it took off in the first place, was because I was the only person doing videos about Elrond, and well, not so much Elrond. It was more to do with the MyRDEX, which is now X Exchange, and I kind of like I totally like threw myself into that, and I thought that was going to be amazing, and but it turned out to be not very amazing really. So yeah, that was I don't know. It still might do something. You never know, but that was quite good. So the idea was to find something that people are looking for, and then make videos about which answer their questions. So what are people looking for? There's obviously people just want to make money, don't they? Sort of thing. That's never quite that easy, really. I think the beginner idea is probably the way to go. Yeah. Anyway, so what I'm doing here, right? Maybe what we should do is split the screen into 3. Let's have a 1 minute there, 3 minute, and a 12 minute. Let's try and predict which way the price is going to go. Okay. Actually, I'm just going to check that 30 minute again. Right, so they're not going to cross, right? Just yet. So that to me looks like, what does that look like? I just feel like they should cross and go back up. That's just wishful thinking now. Okay, so this retracement here, what's that down at? 83848. How far is that? That's only 0.5%, isn't it? $380. And this one here, the 1 minute, it's not showing so much there. Hang on, let's see what that was. It was a funny little clicking noise, which is all right. That's just somebody liked our old script. Okay. So yeah, so you would think the price would want to go up to that level there, but as say, for example, here on the 3-minute time frame, the yellow and the green crossed over bearish there. You would think the probably next place it's going to come to is down here at 83, whatever. And that would be an agreement with that if that doesn't cross over. Okay, so I would say that does that. Okay, and then that is a bullish retracement. Okay, so what that normally does, it normally overshoots a little bit, and then it should go back up. Okay, right. So right, this is not financial advice. But I'll say this might happen next. Not fun. Do we need this for the minute? I suppose we can get away with 2, can't we? That might be more spread out there, mightn't it? Might be more like that. Maybe what I'll do with that, and I'll play a tune, shall I? Get one of my old weird tunes that I made in the 90s. What have I got? Okay. I'm just going to probably sit back and get a drink. Manor. Right. I'm probably going to be here. Just in case anyone new comes along. Which one? All right, isn't it? Okay, so the Makester 30-minute good entries. Let me get rid of that banner. 30-minute good entries. So what I've been drawing here while I was just messing about there was, so this here is the 3-minute time frame. Okay, so this one here, I'm kind of looking at this retracement level here. So, you know, I'm expecting something like that, come back there, dip down, and then go up. This is like the 1-minute time frame. So this has also got this retracement line up here, which is a bearish one. So if we went up there, we'd probably like hit a head on it and then come back down. And where I've just put next target there, that is actually that line from there, or that level from there. Okay, cool. Let's leave that like that. Let me just open up a new window, and then share that instead. Let's just get rid of a few things. 30-minute. It just looks like they want to cross, doesn't it? If they do, it should go up, you know. It's just they don't seem to want to at the moment. But sometimes it does that. And sometimes it just does that, you know. The thing is, this has been such a, you know, a brutal sell-off, though, isn't it? Can't believe yesterday I was short from 92k. I closed it early. So what would that have been? That would have been, oh man, I think I was like 10x leverage as well. So I'd have been like, you know, 80% up today. But in fact, if I'd have gone to the bottom, wouldn't I? If I'd have gone down to there, yeah, I'd have doubled my money. Okay. Oh well. So what's 10% up from here? I suppose. Back to 93 or something. You're late 1 minute. What? I was 1 minute. Were you timing it? I actually forgot I'd said 10 minutes. Actually, have I seen you here before, Makester? If not, it'd be good. So trying to see what Quadzilla is saying until Monday. maybe worth hodling a short, holding a short. What are you trying to say? See what Quadzilla is saying until Monday. Well, the other thing as well is, bear in mind, right, so the CME closed at 85,250 on Friday. Okay, that's not particularly exciting. It is a little bit up from where we are now, so that's worth thinking about, I suppose, isn't it? 85,250. Obviously, the CME is at a bit of a premium, so it's probably like 85.5 or whatever. But yeah, I mean, as far as Monday goes, I don't know if you were here earlier, Maker, but what I was looking at was the 3-day time frame. Where the convergence band's right down here on Quadzilla. I'm just going to get rid of these numbers here. I thought I'd done that on this one. Oh, it's a different layout I've not used for a while. So you go to style, and then I'll just turn all these off. Yeah, so you see that's come down to there. Completed that retracement there. This one here is down at us. That's like 60k. That's a bit scary, isn't it? That goes back to the level we were at in September 2024. Ooh, that was before the president's election, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, because that was kind of October, wasn't it? October, November, I can't remember, 2024. That was about a year ago, wasn't it? Is that right? Yeah, I think it is, isn't it? Yeah, I think I'd gone to Tenerife, hadn't I? I remember doing a bit of trading wells on holiday and did really well, actually. I remember it being about 66k. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so that was like the kids' half-term holiday, which is like the Toussaint holiday in France. So like the end of October, start of November. In fact, I think we came back on November the 1st. So that was really good, yeah, because I'd done some nice trading while I was away, and then it all like went up from there, didn't it? Cool. Yeah, anyway, so regarding Monday, this 3-day candle here, this has got 1 day and 3 hours to close. So that will close Sunday night, tomorrow night at midnight. And I'm just wondering if by then we'll have one of these green backgrounds on Quadzilla. If we do, the last one we had of those was September 2022. If that happened, I would probably say that I'm not going to say anything, but no, I probably am actually. I would probably say that if we do get a green background there on the 3-day time frame. I think, you know, possibly a little bit more sideways than a lot of up. Whether that goes into next year, it probably will, but and maybe next year's the year we've all been waiting for. I keep changing my mind about if we're in a bear market now. There's definitely something at the back of my mind that says no, we're not. And you know, this is just one of those big pullbacks you get in the middle of a in the middle of a bull run. You know, what do you call it? A corrective retracement in a bull run. Maybe like that one there. How much was that? See, that was 54%. What happens if you go back loads? This was when I first got into crypto back here, like 2018, 2019. So this bit here, there was a pullback of 18%. That's not very big, is it? So yeah, so I would say for Monday, if this white edge of this convergence band, if this starts to turn up positive, I think things could look really good. Let's just have a look at what happened last time. So that was the last one here. That was, yeah, summer of 2022. So we're kind of at this stage, aren't we? So like the red one had come down here. The red one's currently started to turn back positive, but the white one hasn't. So if we get something like that and get that green shading there, that would be good. But then it went up and came back down again. So what did the price do? Well, basically the price went up quite a lot, didn't it? Like 20%. In a way, that's the kind of thing I'm expecting, something about like that. That would take us back up to like 90 something, 96 or something. See, and then we could come back down. If it did something like that, you know, do the sort of lower values like what it did here. I mean, this was back in the winter of 2022. We're down to 15K, weren't we? And then you can see what happened here. This convergence band came down here again. Now, you didn't actually get the green background there, which kind of implies that the individual stochastics that make up this average one, they weren't all pointing positive again. But obviously you got the green background there, which means, you know, the momentum was increasing. So that all happened there, didn't it? And we went up quite a lot. Yeah, interesting. So I'm definitely talking to myself now, aren't I? Thinking out loud, whatever the word is. The Matt what? Oh, sorry. Oh, damn. Right. Sorry. So I always do that. Right, I'm going to close down the windows I'm not using. Right. Right, look at the chat. The video will be useless. Oh, what this thing? Yeah. Sorry about that. No, what? Okay, what I was saying. Oh, let me get the chat up on a different screen so I can see it. Right. Now I can repeat what I said in the last 10 minutes. All right. Right. Sorry. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. So that CME close is a little bit above where we are now. Okay. So bearing that in mind, it's a possibility that tomorrow night the price might go up a little bit from where we are now. Now, if it does that, that means here that the white border here, which is the average of the stochastics, it's a weighted average of the stochastics. This one here might start to turn back upwards, and the red one is already. So that might give a green background. We haven't got it yet, but we do have one on the 2-day. And what I was saying, if we look back in time to here, when that happened, this is the kind of stage we're at now. So we've still got the white average one coming downwards, pointing downwards, and the red one has just started to turn back up, you see. So what I'm hoping we see is something like a bit of the green shading there, then the green background like that. Because when that happened, although it doesn't look massively dramatic, it did go up like 20%. And that's the kind of thing I'm expecting next for like a little, a little relief rally. Maybe not, not back to 100K yet, but up to 90 something. Something like that. Right, let's just get that comment off the screen. Right. Okay. You didn't say anything. Yeah. So sorry. Right, so let's go to this other chart and I will change the thing. There you go. So what's happening so far? Right, that's not doing what I thought, but it's doing more like this here. So it might go up to there first and then come down. Is it just me and you, Makester? Oh no. Six people watching on YouTube. Oh, do say hello if you're there on YouTube. Not sure how much longer I'm going to stay on, actually. Might just play another. A 1 versus 1. Not sure what that means, actually. Do explain. Oh, 1-on-1. One. Don't know. Oh, monkeyism still there. Beats the telly. Bloody hell. The telly. Must be some rubbish telly on tonight. Oh, I had a bit of a dilemma tonight because I was going to go off into town and sort of go out for a few drinks and stuff, which I don't really do so much. I don't do it unless I've got like a reason to, if I'm meeting someone or going to a gig or going to some sort of thing, then I go out. But I don't normally just sort of like go off and wander around the pub, see who's around, So I was going to do that, but the thing is, my daughter, who's only a teenager, she's gone out with her friends tonight, and I don't know where they've gone really, but I know I'm going to get a call from her probably at about 11 o'clock saying, "Dad, can you come and pick me up?" And I'll have to go and do that, so I can't really have a drink really, which is why I'm drinking the non-alcoholic proper job. It's like a sort of low alcohol IPA. It's very nice, but quite boring actually. I've run out now as well, so I have to fill it up with water. I might just put a tune on, and I'm not going to drink now. Probably black currant squash or something. Don't know. It's not very exciting, is it? Monkeys likes it. Yeah, but, well, I must admit, proper job, like the real proper job is just my favourite beer ever, and they've done the low alcohol one. It's actually really good. I taste wise, I can't tell the difference, but obviously I quite like being a bit drunk as well, so so that's not going to happen with the low alcohol one. But no, they're brilliant actually. I think everything that St Austell Brewery do is just amazing. It's really funny because all them decades that I didn't live in England, I was always dreaming of British beer, because you obviously can't get it in France. It's all kind of just French sort of like lager type beer, or occasionally you'd have like Guinness or something, but incredibly expensive Guinness, and I'm not really into Guinness anyway, so I was always kind of dreaming of things like Marston's Pedigree, or just like a normal kind of even like Doom Bar and stuff like that, just not normal bog standard sort of bitters and stuff. And what I found was when I moved back to the UK is because I've been drinking like the sort of French, various beers really, but there's also a lot of that Amstel, the Dutch one. There's a lot of that around, but because I've been drinking that for years, I actually found that the kind of lot of the British bitters were a bit sort of like heavy and chewy and stuff. And then I discovered St Austell Brewery Proper Job, which is like an incredibly like hoppy IPA, and it just tasted really good to me. It tasted like, you know, it's like sort of, you know, exciting and but still quite light and quite strong as well, you know. So I quite like a strong beer, like, you know, not just because it gets you drunk, but like I quite like the edginess that the actual alcohol gives to things, you know. So yeah, I got quite into it really. And then I stopped drinking for ages, so I actually don't drink very often now. But when I do, I like to have a good few. Yeah, the Proper Job Zero, it's 0.5, which is what they have to put on a beer to make it low alcohol. It is actually lower than that, but it isn't zero. There is actually a fermentation process that they do with it, and they've actually, you know, designed this kind of like yeast that sort of like allows the beer to do its kind of fermenting process, but only produce like a small amount of alcohol. So it's not one where they take it out. They don't like brew it and then remove the alcohol. It's actually brewed super weak, you know, which is cool. And the 0.5%, a lot of people say, oh, that's not really not drinking if it's got 0.5% alcohol. But apparently 0.5% alcohol is about the same as a ripe banana. And the way it works with your body is your body, it can basically process that amount of alcohol when it's with other stuff. And it just gets processed and digested. Whereas, you know, when you drink stronger beer, it's basically that gets drunk because your body can't process the alcohol, you know, and then the alcohol ends up in various parts of your body, which stops your nerve synapses working properly, and then you start staggering around and not thinking straight. So, yeah, cool. I quite like talking about beer, actually. Well, what are the comments have we got about beer? Yeah, so yeah, it's 0.5, but because a lot of them 0.0 things are ones where they kind of like take the alcohol out of them, which always makes them taste weird to me. I mean, that Guinness Zero, I think that's 0.0. I must admit they've done that really well. Actually, it does taste like Guinness, but I'm not into Guinness, so it doesn't really do it for me. Timmy Taylor's Landlord. Oh yeah, I've had that. Yeah. Let me have a quick Google of that. Taylor's Landlord. And you get that on. Where's it from? I'll probably find. Oh, Timothy Taylor Brewery. Oh, West Yorkshire. Okay. Okay. I mean, I know the St Austell stuff's everywhere, but I kind of live in the southwest of England, so yeah. So St Austell Brewery isn't that far away. The Makester. Are you actually in Spain then? Are you? In Spain, they have many. I know the Cerro sort of beers are quite good there now. Because I know when I went to Tenerife this time last year, that was my first sort of holiday abroad where I wasn't drinking, and I was drinking like Free Dam and San Miguel was at Cerro and something else I can't remember now. But I think there was a Mo Cerro as well. You know, all quite good. And then when I went to Malaga in the summer, I was mostly drinking zero beers, but I did have a few normal ones because well, when you see a Mau or Australia Dam on a hot sunny day, and you think about a nice cold beer, it's very, very tempting, isn't it? Right, what's happening here with the price? All right, we're going up. Okay, so we're going to go up to that one there. Just move that arrow a little bit. Right, so probably not going to do that one. Oh, it's my phone telling me it's bedtime. Well, that's no good if I've got to go out in the car later, is it? Right, so what should happen here, if Quadzilla behaves on the 1 minute time frames, it'll probably overshoot slightly when it gets to the red line. And then it'll come down. Okay, so that's at the red line now. Tell you what, now that's done that might make the 30-minute one look better. Be able to see it if someone hadn't drawn lines all over it. Okay, still not got the shading back, but they've gone a little bit more sort of parallel, haven't they? So that candle's got 14 minutes to go. Oh. Okay. Oh, actually. No, that does need to come back to complete the step 3 of that retracement there. Thing is, will it come back and come right down to that other one or not? Looks quite lively, didn't it? Go on, just come down there and finish that. Move that for a minute. Let's get it in the way. All right, so that's all right. So that's that retracement complete now. What I've noticed with these is sometimes you get like a little bit of a cup and handle, so it'll come back and it'll sort of come back a little bit and then go up again. A bit like that one didn't. It did it within that candle there, didn't it? Let's find a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. So this one here kind of went up there, came back, completed it, went below, and then went back up again, you think? Okay. Thing is, will it come down to there? That's great, the retracement though, and it sort of, goes back there. Then if that was a green one, it probably just carries straight on, but it's a red one, so it can pull back a little bit. It's cool. Just have a look at the thingies. So Mo Heineken 00. Yeah, there's the Heineken 00. I think that doesn't taste right. I think they've got like, I don't know, just tastes to me like no alcohol beer from the 90s, which was like terrible. The beer talk is good for the price. Maybe. I wish I was drinking a real one though. I haven't even got any in the house. If I had, I'd just drink it. That's then I wouldn't be able to drive. So I can't do that. I don't even know if I've got to drive. Let me have a look where my daughter is. She's usually got a phone on with the Find Me thing. Find Myron. Oh, she's hanging about in town. Bloody hell. Okay. It kind of means she could walk home from there, so I don't know. I'm so tempted to just nip down the pub for a couple. It's quite an horrible night out there. It's a bit cold and wet. Should I do? I just so want to see this 30-minute one cross here. Right, I'll tell you what I might do. I might just I'll put my little 10-minute sign up, and I'll just stick a different tune on, and I'll go and find a drink of something. This is a bit of a weird tune I did. Okay. Right. Oh, sharp. Right. So right, so this is what I'm looking for here, is this this yellow 21 EMA is to kind of come up, and this green 55 EMA. I mean, ideally it'd drift along sideways and the yellow would cross over it, and they both sort of go upwards, you know. That would be ideal. Sometimes to get an idea of what's going on, I like to add another EMA. So the cyan one is the 9 EMA. I'm also going to add in the 5 EMA as well. So in Quadzilla, you just do that by doing that, and that will appear as a red one. And this kind of like, it follows the actual price action quite accurately, sort of not accurately, quite closely, because it's a 5 EMA, so it's, you know, it's not ever that many candles where it's getting the average from. But nevertheless, you know, if you see that red go above the green, then it will, you know, it'll start to pull up the cyan with it, and then the yellow, and then the green. And then ultimately you'll end up, hopefully, with them in the order red, cyan, yellow, green, which then that will be a trend in motion to the upside. We're not there yet, not in the 30-minute time frame. I think on the 12 minute we probably are. Yeah, not quite actually. It's like red. You need the cyan to go above the yellow. It's trying, isn't it? It really is trying to get above the thingy. Let's watch this for a bit. Oh yeah, I got the old spammer from Twitch there. the usual one. That's all you get from Twitch, just one spammer. Weird, isn't it? I can't see what I'm doing now. All right, so you see, technically there, you've got red, just about cyan, yellow, green. So that is almost a trend in motion to the upside. So I want to see that on the 30-minute now. But that's good. That started a new candle, and that last one was quite nice and green. That's great. And over here on the 1 minute, I was thinking that the price was going to come back down to that green line there, but it's looking a little bit more bullish, isn't it? Okay, let's forget about that green arrow for the time being. What was I looking at? The 12 minute, wasn't it? So let's just watch that candle finish there. It's got 52 seconds to go. That'd be good if that gone. Stay green. Kind of doji, isn't it? Or something like a doji. Gone up a bit. Got 30 seconds to do it. On stay green. It's not going to, is he? Go on. All right, got 10 seconds. 10, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, it stayed red. Okay. Okay. Go on, up you go. Right, so now you can see here that you've got red, cyan, yellow, green. So you got a trend in motion to the upside there on the 12-minute time frame. That's okay. Now this green here, that isn't a background, by the way. That is because it's only going between the 20 and 80 threshold there. Let me just show you that. So it's just going between that white line there and that white line there. It's not a green background like what that is. These are, yeah. Just so you know. So that occurs when this momentum band flips over in between these ranges. And that just means you've got a bit of a trend to the upside, which obviously we have now. That's good. Go on, 85.6. Go on. You can do it. And we've now got the green shading back there again on these 30-minute ones. Okay, that's good. Right, it's going to flip to this different tab at the moment because I just want to see what's happening on the daily time frame. You can see still right down here on the momentum oscillator, and on the 2-day time frame still got that candle there, and that one closes in 1 hour 21 minutes. Okay, let's oh, coding. Excellent. More people. Coding, how you doing? Brilliant. All I've seen to last week is people bearish on X and YouTube saying we'll go down to 70k. So likely to do the opposite. I know exactly what you mean, actually. And, you know, if you'd seen the start of the stream, you know, I did show Maff's video that he did on Friday, where he was looking at lower levels, and it did go right down to, well, as far as 63k, actually. But I don't know. I'm just seeing the fact that it's so oversold at the moment, and it's looking really oversold on that 2-day time frame. That I don't know. It looks to me like it's going to turn around, and I think, like you're saying, you know, because everyone's bearish, it'll probably do the opposite. Yeah, maybe. Market maker isn't going to do what everyone is predicting. No, for sure. And then you start thinking, well, yeah, but do they then think the opposite of, I don't know, whatever? I mean, they know what they're doing, then people, don't they? It's like when we were at 125k and everyone is throwing out 150k and 200k by the end of the year. But the opposite. Yeah, absolutely. And also, like when we're at when was it now? I know when we were at 50k, everyone said we're going to 100k, and it didn't. I don't know. Got me time frames all mixed up now. Can't think. I know, but I know exactly what you're saying. It's like, yeah. I am more thinking like little pump now, maybe up towards. I mean, what normally happens at Thanksgiving is it normally has a bit of a pump, doesn't it? It's a bit of a pump for like Thanksgiving, and then there's like when it gets to Christmas, I think there's another little pump. Then, I mean, I always remember 2020 when, yeah, it was a very, very strange time in my life, actually. But let me just check. Hang on. So 20. So I remember it being 25k on Christmas Day. So that was actually 20. Yes, that was here, wasn't it? So 25th, yeah. So Christmas Day, it was 25k. I tell you what, that was just like the weirdest, horriblest part of my life ever. That was, because I was doing really, really well with the crypto and stuff. You know, it was going great. Just started the YouTube channel. And my wife was dying, you know, and yeah, and then she died in March. So that those months there were like, it's just mad, because I was just looking at the crypto thinking like, this is great, you know, but I'd swap it all to have her survive, and she didn't. Yeah, nasty shite. Thing of pump slightly after Thanksgiving. Yeah, I've got a feeling generally those kind of like holiday type things, they are sort of you know, quite good things, you know. I mean, people always talk about sort of the idea of like sitting around at dinner, sort of thinking like, "Oh, how's the crypto going?" and sort of, "Oh, I might buy some." I can't see it working like that, but maybe it does. Maybe it does. I don't know. I just remember. I think it was Christmas of 2021, so like the year after the one I was just talking about, and everything was going really good. And then went round to my sister-in-law's place, and her, I'm not very good at relations, but her nephew or something was there, a young lad, and he realised I was into crypto and stuff, and he said, "Oh, it's great," and I said, "How's it going?" And it was all going really, really well. And then I saw him again the next year, and it all like sort of come down quite a lot, and he said, "Oh, crypto didn't go so well, was it?" You know. Then I saw him again like last year, and he was said, "Well, it's all great now." You know, it's quite weird how I only see him like once a year at Christmas, and yeah, but he's quite interested in it. Yeah. Oh yeah, my wife had colon cancer. Yeah, definitely. If you're, I don't know, if you've got any problems going to the toilet or anything like that, then get yourself checked, you know, and also, and what they do in France is when you turn 50, you get a letter from your doctor saying, you know, go and do your, you know, or get your kit to do a colorectal test, you know. So you basically do like a poop test. You sort of basically like, you know, you poo on a bit of stick, and on a little stick, and I mean it's really easy to do, and like if you do it early and there's something wrong, it can get fixed, you know. And my wife didn't, and so by the time she found out there was something wrong, it was like it was very, very wrong and wasn't fixable, you know. I mean, they tried it with like you know, quite major surgery and chemotherapy and radiotherapy, and just literally clutching at straws. Nothing worked really, and that was all being done by the EPC of Marseille, the Institute Paolo Calmette, which is like supposed to be one of the best sort of like cancer places in the whole of France. And you know, so I was thinking like, well, she's in a good place, and like, you know, she's got good people looking after her. Maybe they can save her, and they couldn't, you know. So that was that really. Yeah. So yeah, unfortunately, but yeah, do test your poo if you're over, well, I don't know, over 50, but if you're you know, if you have any problems in that area, then you know, my wife was always one of those people who, you know, we'd be going on a car journey somewhere, and she'd say like, "I'm not sure if I need to go to the loo or not," and I always said to her that if you, every time you say that, you need to, because I know like half an hour later you'll say, "Can we stop? I need to go to the toilet," and and looking back, I think she probably had problems for many, many years before that, and like, because it's the sort of thing no one talks about. you know, she sort of found out about it when it was too late, you know. But, you know, very, very healthy girl, you know. She used to like walking and, you know, and swimming and, you know, she's very, very fit, you know, she sort of ate well, didn't smoke, only drank a little bit. Generally very, very healthy outdoor person, but, you know, yeah, it doesn't really, I think cancer doesn't really care about that, does it? It just gets you. Life can be cruel. Yeah, it can. It can. I'll tell you what, though. I think my little family now, just me and my two daughters. I think we're so like brilliant and solid, and you know, we all kind of tell each other how much we love each other all the time, and like all the time, you know. And it's really good. We're like, you know, we're little trio, quite a solid little bunch, really. I quite like it. I've got family members like that who are into Bitcoin as well. Yeah, I mean, people get curious, don't they? Sort of. Yeah, one of my neighbours is currently terminally ill, and she's only in her early 40s. Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, it's a bugger. I mean, my wife had only she was like early 50s, you know, so when she died. Wasn't really very old at all. She didn't look that old. She looked like she was early 40s, you know. But yeah, no, it's a bugger. It is a bugger indeed. Anyway, let's have a look at the chart, see what's happening. So that's a 2-day time frame. So we've still got the green background there. I think that's going to stay there, isn't it? As I say, the only way that would disappear is if the price went down a lot in the next hour and 10 minutes. And these stochastics started like pointing downwards. I don't think that's going to happen. In actual fact, we've now got the green bit there, haven't we? That's kind of a good sign, that is. What you don't want is to see like loads of these, you know. You just want to see like the one, and then we go back up. But as I say, I think there is a possibility we might get this 3-day one. And if we do, they're quite rare. Let's go back to that other chart. Right, okay, so looking much better, actually. I'm going to move these arrows because they just look a bit weird. That's a nice 30-minute candle. How does the hourly one look? See, the hourly one, you see, was still got these EMAs and the green, yellow, cyan, red. So like that's a trend to the downside, isn't it? But see, now put that 5 EMA in, you can see the 5 is just above the yellow. Let's get rid of that. So what you might see could do with making that a bit opaque, couldn't I? Something like that. Okay, so this is the 1 hour. So you can see there, you got like red, cyan, yellow. That's good. But the problem is the green's up there. So these three are doing the right thing, but they're still a long way from that green. Those three need to get above that green. So that's the 1 hour. But at the moment, we're just looking at the 30-minute, which is getting there, isn't it? So we got 5 minutes, 46 seconds left on that candle there. And let's put this on the 1 minute. Oh, that's going nice. Right, so that's going well. Let's remove that thing there because that's not going to get hit any moment soon. So you see what we got here? We got the 1 minute going up there nicely, but we got this momentum oscillator here in the kind of overbought thing, but you've got the little green trend shields appearing, which means the red backgrounds are saying the price should reverse soon, but the green things are saying, well, don't go short or anything yet because the trend, because it's still the price is still going upwards. So what normally happens is after a few of these, you'll see the trend shield disappear. The price will pull back a little bit, and then it will have a go again at it usually. So that probably means the price will probably pull back to about here. So it might come down about $400 or $500, and then maybe go back up again, which would probably coincide with these EMAs crossing. Cool. Right, I think this is just a deviation of the weekly 50 EMA. Is that the one everyone talks about? Is it the 50 EMA or is it the 50 SMA? Is the 50 weekly SMA is the one everyone talks about, isn't it? Which is really similar to our 55 EMA, I think. Like you said, we are extremely oversold on most timeframes. Yeah, certainly the bigger ones, and very much so. I'll tell you something I was going to look at was the funding rate. I'm just looking on my other computer a minute. I'm looking at Bybit. I can't see where they put the funding rate. Oh, sorry. It's me being an idiot because I'm looking at spot. So that's no good, is it? Funding rate 0.00. See, the funding rate's really low. It's not negative yet, but it is low. It's very low. So that implies that everyone's going short. And usually when that happens, most people are wrong. So we could get a bit of a short squeeze. My selling point is if we try to retake the 50 weekly EMA and reject off it. Yeah, okay. I might have a look at that in a moment. I choose EMA, always have usually when we break it. And that is when we entered the bear market, but we've broken it early in this bull cycle, then reclaimed it. Okay, right, I'm going to have a look at this. Oh, it's quite cool you're here coding. Actually, that's good. I often see you on in the Stonksy chat. I don't know what to do with the Stonksy chat now. I like watching Dave's show, but I don't know what would happen if I was to comment or anything. You know, I just want to say hello, really, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on there, to be honest. I know they don't like me, so I don't want to stir things up, you know. Yeah, no, I have seen you in here actually. Yeah. I don't think Dave. No, I don't think Dave would mind. I mean, I'm you know, I still message Dave from time to time, but I know he wouldn't mind. But obviously the powers above might mind, and I don't want Dave to get into trouble for talking to me. That would be bad. Yeah, because I do like his. I like his show when he has Wiz on a lot. I think Wiz is a very clever fella. I kind of want him to. Well, I want to get Wiz on this show, but I don't want to get him in trouble either, because I don't. You know, obviously, well, I'll try not to say too much, but I don't want the same thing to happen to Wiz as what happened to me. Especially as Wiz has got his own channel as well. So I don't know. I'll probably best just stay clear, I think. I'll be just saying hello. Yeah, I know. But I think it's got some banned from everything to do with TMG. I kind of don't want to get banned from, you know, watching that channel. I don't want to start, you know, making a different identity and pretending I'm someone else. I don't want to do that. So I don't know. Waha. That's what I mean. Usually Wiz 10:30, you and Maff 12 to 1, and then you stay on. I know. Well, that's what I do actually. Obviously, I'm on the show with me, so obviously that's cool. That's brilliant. That's your morning sorted. Are you full-time trader then? Well, I suppose you're some sort of fitness person as well, aren't you? What did happen? I don't really want to talk about it, to be honest. Very briefly, that what did happen? What happened is there was somebody from our community who thought they were doing me a favor by going over to Dave's community and DMing people, telling them about my Discord, and basically the bosses at well, not so much Stonksy, but the crypto saving expert, the bosses there thought that was me stirring it up, and they thought that other person who thought he was doing me a favor, they thought that he was like my business partner, and he's not at all, really. So he's gone out of my life now anyway. But unfortunately, it's left a sort of train wreckage behind. So there's I'm just cut off from everything now, so I can't really do much about it. And anyway, Never mind, just move on. Keeps you entertained. I've got the full-time trading. I've tried the full-time trading. Don't think I'm good enough at the moment to make it full-time. Been looking for an IT cybersecurity job. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, at the moment for had a few interviews. Yeah, I mean, really, I don't know. I don't even know if I could actually do trading full-time. I mean, at the moment, I get a bit of income. I get a bit of income from some of the YouTube stuff, like a little bit of commission from exchanges. The Quadzilla money is almost nothing, and then I do a bit of sort of search engine optimization consultancy work as well. That gets a little bit of money, and a few other little things. But like, yeah, I don't know if I could 100% trust myself to trade full time and have that as my only income. I probably could, but my problem is I get a bit greedy and I start doing big trades, and then I mess it up. I think I might turn over a new leaf in the new year and just kind of like, set myself targets and think, okay, if I've earned like, I don't know, so much in a week or whatever, then I stop trading. Because what I need to do, I need to not trade all the time. I mean, it's very rare that I'm not in a trade. I mean, I've done it over the last few weeks because I'm just not been sure of what price has been doing. So I've gone like 2 or 3 days maximum of like not having a trade on, and then at the moment I'm like, I basically got like three longs on Solana, ETH, and Bitcoin. The Ethereum one's tiny, but anyway. Got it. Okay. Yeah, I mean the whole of that thing was, just big misunderstandings and big not understanding my. It's just when people don't know you, isn't it? Sort of like they don't know what sort of person you are. It's just weird. Got into the last 2 for one role, but sadly didn't get the job. Was a well-paid job as well. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, good niche though. Same. Forgot. Oh, about the trading. Yeah. The problem is always trying to become a big trader. You make good money, and you start to think, well, maybe I can start using $10,000 in trades, and I open too many positions. Yeah, either too many positions or one bloody big one, and then of course it's the thing where, like, if you see a 1%, like you trade going 1% in the wrong direction, it's a few $100. It's like, it's not too bad, but then when you see it being like a few grand, it's like, oh, okay, I've done that wrong. And then what do you do then? It's like, it's really hard to take large losses like that. I think for me, the thing I have to do is, I will have to do is just just think to myself, well, if I can make like $1,000 a week, I think that's probably a good goal, isn't it? $1,000 a week, then once I've made that, stop trading, and but even then though, when you actually think, okay, I'm going to do that every week, you're setting yourself up for failure even by doing that. It should actually be the sort of thing where if you have a particularly good trade, and then you make like 2,000 or 3,000 in one trade, and then you actually stop, I'm actually thinking, right, I'm going to leave that for a month unless I see a really, really good opportunity, Yeah. All right, I don't know what to do, really. Let's have a quick look where my daughter is. All right, well, she's still in town. Okay. Kind of want to start. I want to stay down to midnight to watch that candle close. Watch the 2-day candle close with that green background, but it'd be quite boring, really, wouldn't it, if I did that? Unless we did something else. I'll tell you what. I was thinking actually is I can always invite people to come along and we can have a chat. I mean, I did it with my mate, Mr. Delta, a couple of months ago. It's like a Friday night, and we had a little chat. That was quite good. Obviously, it needs to be someone who's not going to say the wrong thing, because obviously, if you say one wrong thing, I mean, to be honest, even me talking about cancer is probably like, enough to sort of get the stream sort of chucked out of the algorithm. Which once you've done it, you've done it. But yeah, it might be quite good to sort of invite some people to come along and have some discussions about stuff, because I really like it in the week when like me and Maff can have a little chat, and it's good fun as well when you sort of go off on tangents and start talking about silly stuff as well, so that's good as well. Yeah, maybe we should think about doing that. So coding, you're saying you have to be very mechanical and zero thrill if 1 week you made 5K and the next you're trading with smaller positions making $200. Yeah, absolutely correct. Yeah. And it's I kind of know what I like. I've done it so many times where you have a big win, you make a few grand, then next time around you're sort of playing with like much larger positions. I think, to be honest, what I do when I've got the more money, I tend to think, okay, well, I can lower my leverage now. So you have a lower leverage and more money. But then what happens is, like, when the trade's not going your way, it doesn't look that bad because you're looking at the percentage thinking like, oh, it's only 5% down. And you tend to sort of not worry about stop losses so much, because you think, well, my liquidation price is miles away, I won't bother with that. And then all of a sudden you sort of like turn your back and the price goes seriously in the wrong direction, and you're probably thinking, oh, I'm only still like 10% down, but you're about like $8,000 down. And then you start thinking, oh crap, what am I going to do now? And that's when you start thinking, okay, well, do I what do I do about this then? Do I the normal kind of stuff, whereas I'm actually thinking, like, if I just always try to have, let's say like it was Bitcoin, I mean, I think Bitcoin, you can fairly comfortably trade it on 10x leverage, and you don't have to have your stop losses too tight, so you can have a bit of wiggle room for getting into positions. And I think that's just generally probably like quite a good sort of figure, like the 10x thing. and you get used to how quickly those percentages change as you're doing stuff, you know. But if you change the leverage, then the percentages move much differently, you know. So that kind of throws you off. So I think I should probably, you know, pick my favorite leverage and just like, you know, 10x or even like I don't know, a bit less, you know, like 7 or 8 or something, and just say that's what I'm going to do. But still use stop losses properly, and yeah, and just not be such a lunatic. Really, I think that's what I need to do. But yeah, I mean, I am a profitable trader overall, but I've definitely incurred some losses that have been way bigger than they should have been. Definitely. I think we all have, haven't we, really, to be honest. Mechanical. I did actually read that as mechanical. Mechanical. Yeah, but yeah, no, I knew what you meant there. Oh, what's this price doing? Oh, looking at the wrong thing now. So what do you reckon then? Do you reckon we get across there? Looking that way, isn't it? So, right, I'm going to just put a tune on, and then I'm just going to send my daughter a text, see if I can get in touch with her. Let's have a quick look at this comment. I was profitable until this dip. I kept trying to long, thinking I'd get the bottom. Oh, I know. Yeah, me too. I was trying to catch a falling knife a bit myself, and I kind of, you know, lost a few chunks coming down as well. So I kind of, it's even now, I keep thinking like, I'm pretty sure we're at a bottom, but, you know, I know even if we do get that sort of green background on the 2-day time frame in 45 minutes, I know even then it can still come down a little bit more before it goes back up, which is why I'm just doing this kind of like nibbling into a position, you know, just like little bits. So yeah, anyway, I'll just put a tune on, and then I'll try and get in touch with my daughter, and I'll be back in a bit. This is a weird one. This is called Unhinged. Shorter than I thought. No, not finished yet. Oh, no, it has. Ooh. Okay. Sorry. Anyone's still here? Coding's here. Let's have a look. Yeah. I don't know how the daughter is. I longed again at 80,700, but I'm contemplating whether to close. Oh. 80,007. All right. So, well, you're nicely up. Doing better than me. Wonder whether to close. I would wait. Well, not financial advice, of course, but I would wait and see if these EMAs cross here. And you know what happens when they do. You sometimes see a bit of a pullback, and then it goes up a lot more. But I suppose if you're going to go off to bed or whatever, then I suppose you probably got a nice profit by now, haven't you? I don't know. If it was me, I'd probably do like half off the table and then set a stop loss somewhere like there, like 84.2 or something. That's what I do, but that's me, and I'm not you. So, That's good though. If you were long from 80k. Oh yeah, I know. I actually dread to think what my kind of screen time's like, and I definitely, I always tend to wake up in the middle of the night. I tend to wake up about, I don't know, 3 or 4 o'clock, and then you should go to the toilet or something. And when I do, I can't resist just picking up my phone and having a quick look at the state of things. And then when I wake up in the morning, first thing I do is like open my laptop and have a look how things are. I don't know. I kind of feel that has to change at some point. Because I can't imagine it's that good for you. I keep thinking like if we could make a bot, use Quadzilla. I mean, I know you can do it with like third-party things, can't you? I think also if you can create a strategy in TradingView, I'm not quite sure how to do that, but if you can create a strategy, then you can plug that straight into something like Blofin, and have a bot. I don't know. I wonder if that sort of thing might be not as my main trading, but just to sort of make me feel like I've got a bit of skin in the game. Something like that. Went to bed late and got up early to trade. I know, it's mad, isn't it? Yeah, I think I might start swimming actually. I was thinking about this. I'm thinking like maybe what I should do is like when I drop my daughter off, because I normally take her into college. It's about 2 miles away. I mean, sometimes she walks, but she always wakes up a bit late, so I tend to sort of drive her in. And I was thinking like I'm not too far away from quite a nice leisure centre with a swimming pool and stuff. I was thinking I should probably, go swimming every morning, like for like half an hour or an hour, just because I know if I'm swimming, I can't look at my phone. Whereas, if I go to the gym, then I've literally, I've got my phone on, or like if I'm on a treadmill or a rowing machine or whatever, I've got my phone there, sort of, looking at the charts or watching YouTube. So, yeah, that's the other thing as well. I watch so much YouTube now. Like it's either about trading or it's about some sort of Victorian engineering thing or something like that, or it's or sometimes it's car wow. I tend to watch like Matt Watson on car wow quite a lot. And what else do I watch? And I seem to watch a lot of Jimmy Carr at the moment. He's the comedian. It's probably because I think it's in my recommended things. Obviously, he's in my algorithm now, so he keeps popping up all the time. And he's obviously doing quite a lot of stuff at the moment because he's got his tour going on. Jimmy Carr Laughs Funny, or what it's called. And so I seem to watch a lot of him as well. Yeah, I don't watch any TV at the moment. I haven't watched a movie for ages, for like years. Like probably a year. I was lifting weights 3 to 4 times a week, but not done any in a week. Just felt too physically knackered with this drop and other stuff. I know. Tell me about it. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I can't imagine a life without trading there, though. That's the thing. Right, I can't even imagine a life where I wouldn't be. I don't know. I think I always need to know the price of like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, the Mag 7, and the Nasdaq. I think I kind of need to know, or the S&P 500 rather. I think I kind of need to know those things like at all times of the day. Did a 2-hour walk today though. Yeah, walking's cool. But did you have headphones on and your phone in your pocket? I do that. That's why I quite I do like walking with other people. You know, it tends to be my sister-in-law. I mean, she's my favourite walking buddy, really. But that's it, really. Do you use anything else other than Quadzilla? I'll tell you what I do use actually. Something that I used to use quite a lot. Let's show that. Put that on. Let's turn off Quadzilla for a moment. It's in my. It's very red, doesn't it? What I used to use quite a lot, and I started using it again a little bit, is this one. VWAP standard deviation bands version 2 mod update by the Yang Guizi. And I don't quite know. Why does that look so different? Oh, it's because it's let me just change the colours a bit. Looks a bit. There you go. Right. So yeah, these VWAP standard deviation bands. I used to use these quite a lot, and what I used to do was, I used to say to myself that I would only ever go long if the price was down in this bottom region of these bands here, and I'd only go short if it was up the top here. And I think that's probably not a bad call, actually. The only thing is, it's a bit of a weird indicator because it resets at midnight every night. So you start off like, so what it does during the day is it kind of like, it sort of bashes against the top and bottom. And it sort of spreads itself out, and then it sort of squeezes up again at midnight and starts off all over again. And you need to watch out for these kind of bits here, because if you were to sort of start going, if you were just looking at this purely just this indicator, you'd be thinking, okay, well, here's a good point to go long, to go long. And literally that was it. And then you came down massively. So that wouldn't have been brilliant. But, I was thinking, well, okay, well, if you combine that with Quadzilla, at that point there, you wouldn't have gone long because you got a red background here. Sorry, that isn't a red background. That's a red mid-range cross, isn't it? But that implies that the price is on its way down. So you wouldn't have gone long there. Okay. Whereas, say here, when you were seeing the price dip into this lower bit here, you'd be thinking, okay, is it time to go long now? But you'd have seen this convergence band come here below the 20% line there. Then you'd have seen the green background there, and that would have been a beautiful time to go long, you know. You could have gone long there and then, you know, got a 5% increase. In a similar way, when was the big drop? Was that the big drop? Was it Thursday? Can't remember now. No, when we came down from 100 and something. That was here, wasn't it? Was that really like 2 weeks ago now? I suppose it was, wasn't it? Yeah, so there. Yeah, you wouldn't have been doing anything. I suppose that here you'd have seen the price go up into the top bit there. So you could think about short there, but then you'd be like, oh, okay, well, it's still going up, you know, although not convincingly. And then looking down here, you'd have seen this not, yeah, that one would have been hard to predict, really. I don't think the VWAP thing would have helped then. Let's have a look at it now. Okay. So at this point now, would you be thinking of going short? I don't think I would. And I wouldn't, because these EMAs are starting to sort themselves out a little bit, aren't they? It's really hard to say, though. I mean, just like, you know, looking at stuff in hindsight is very different to like looking at things right now. I always like to look at the time frame where the green and the yellow EMAs seem to make the most sense, you know. So, for example, oh, I know. So, for example, like here, it looks like they want to cross there, but in this case, the VWAP thing is up there, and you're thinking, well, okay, well, it's not particularly gonna go off with any vigor if it does that, but it might. I don't know. Anyway, so that's one thing I do like using. I like using that VWAP, standard deviation bands mod. So that's pretty cool. I have still got Stonksy, actually. I can have a look at that if you like. Let me just turn off Quadzilla. Oops. And then just, I'll get rid of that for the minute. Because what I used to love doing was looking at Stonksy on the 1 hour. And then I used to like looking at it when it would go green and stuff, you know. I mean, it's certainly good on the, you know, for calling the dump there, isn't it? But I don't know. I don't find using this in conjunction with Quadzilla much. I find it a bit confusing, to be honest. Sometimes they show similar things and sometimes they don't. And it's like, the thing is about this, I don't know how it works, so I don't know what it's looking for. So it doesn't kind of help me that much, I think, if I hadn't fallen out with the guys, then I'd still have it as part of my arsenal that I used. But I do prefer using Quadzilla at the moment because I kind of understand how it works. Because we've been fairly transparent in the way that it relies on the quad rotation stochastic idea, and also the EMAs as well, and that's how it comes up with the retracement levels. The actual, what I actually found more useful with Stonksy was the oscillator, actually. And I found this thing here, if you have it on the 1 hour time frame, and then every now and again it just goes along the bottom here, and you see it go pink, and that's normally a pretty good sign that you're going to go up, But in this kind of downtrend, it hasn't kind of worked so well. It works better when it's kind of chopping round, say like here. And that goes up, I don't know. So, but yeah, again, I don't like the idea of using too many indicators at the same time. I think there's enough to satisfy you, I think, with Quadzilla. And the other thing is as well, is initially it was just the momentum oscillator down the bottom. But then we realized that we could actually add the EMAs that I used to like using in the same indicator, which is why it's just one single indicator now that does everything, so these EMAs are there, all provided by the same indicator. What else do I use? I actually quite like this all chart patterns one. It's part of one. It's this one, all chart patterns. You can find it if you go to technicals, patterns. It's this one here, all chart patterns. And it kind of tries to automatically draw any patterns it can find. I think I might have turned a few things off that I don't understand so much. It's not showing very much, is it? Let me try the 30-minute. There you go. Okay. So that will then sort of automatically draw something. So here it's got a falling wedge. Right. So that shows you where the target is, which was there at 85,708. That'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? And it's also got this inverse head and shoulders. The target up there at 88.2. I mean, they don't always play out, but sometimes they do. Sometimes it just gives you an idea of where things might go. So yeah, I'm quite enjoying that at the moment. And I just like to put it on sometimes, just in case there's something that I haven't seen, or if that's looking at something in a slightly different way than what I do normally. Yeah. So what else does I know that guy Teamwork in our Discord, he uses RSI as well. I think RSI kind of quite closely follows what the momentum oscillator on Quadzilla does. So I don't use that myself, but I know he does. So yeah, so Quadzilla, all chart patterns from time to time, and the VWAP standard deviation mod. I think that's the kind of ones I use. All right. Oh, CD's here. Okay. Hi guys, just dropping by quick. Been chasing deer a lot lately. Oh, blimey. Hope all is well. Oh, I think that's my daughter. Hang on a sec. Hello. You all right? Okay, shall I come now? Shall I come now? Yes, please. All right, I'll see you in a minute. All right. I want to go to sleep, but I don't want everyone talking. I don't want everyone talking till 3 o'clock in the morning. Right. Yeah, okay. Okay. All right. See ya. Bye. Right. Okay. All right, I'm going to have to go. Space Catty, that's odd. I didn't receive any notification this live from YouTube. It's probably because I just sort of went live. I didn't really plan it very much. Yeah. The next day, I used stonks in the past and never won a trade. Okay. Oh, another Dave. Hello there. Evening, buddy. Couldn't fathom Stripe out, so I'm going to do the normal way through the website tomorrow, buddy. Okay. Luke, if right? So just for transparency, another Dave is using Quadzilla on the monthly, and he wants to change to the Black Friday offer. Dave, don't worry too much about getting it all done before the end of November. I know that your monthly thing runs out on December the 14th or whatever. I mean, you know, because you're doing that anyway, we will. If you want to wait until it runs out then, and then change to the Black Friday thing, that's fine. You know, we'll you know, we're not going to sort of say, oh, you missed it, because you know, you're already a user anyway. But we will sort you out. Just have a chat with me and me or Maff in the Discord or whatever, and we'll sort it out. Right, I'm going to have to go and get my daughter now. I think I'll just call it here, actually. Thanks for everyone coming along. Please do make sure you like the stream. I'll probably get something out tomorrow, a video or something, and maybe even do a little live with Maff. I'll see what he's up to. Otherwise, we'll be back on Monday, usual time. All right. So take care, everyone. Have a good night. And yeah, please do tell your friends. All right.